Hi everyone, it's Ferdinand the Garbage Stacker. My good friends at Solar Flare Games are starting a new Kickstarter project for their new game, Dawn of the Archmage, which is a miniatures game about wizards and mages summoning creatures, and they're battling it out. So let's take a closer look on how to play Dawn of the Archmage. Dawn of the Archmage is a miniatures game where the goal of each player, who are mages, is to collect 8 victory points by destroying their opponent's creatures. Setup of the game begins with creating a map depending on the number of players. Each player selects a color and places their matching color summoning portal tokens on the board. Each player will also receive a deck of Archmage cards containing creatures and spells. They also need their placard where they organize their creatures in play, creature miniatures, health tokens, some fragile tokens, and tokens used for summoning. Players will have spells at their disposal and each will have an effect and an indication of when it can be played. On a turn, there are 4 phases: summoning, movement, combat, and wrap-up phase. The summoning phase is where players summon their creatures. The creatures the player can summon depend on the creature's level and if the player has enough charged summon crystals and soul stones ready. As long as their portals are clear, they can summon the creatures there. They can also sacrifice their creatures to charge up their crystals and save up to summon higher level creatures later. Next is the movement phase, and the players roll dice to determine how far their creatures can move. They roll 2 dice and add up the value of each map tile, making up one edge of the map. Some spaces will require 2 movement points to cross into. Players can initiate combat by occupying the same space as the opponent's creature. However, a player may not pass through their opponent's or their creature who occupies a space. Combat is resolved for each creature that shares a space with an opposing player's creature. For each creature in combat, they roll dice based on their level and their health. Each creature at level 3 that is not fatigued can roll a max 3 dice. After rolling the dice, results are compared for the one that is higher. Ties are moved on to the next highest die, or a reroll for both players initiates for creatures that have any less die. Damage to health is done by the difference of the dice. After this resolves, the losing player will have the option to continue to fight or retreat. When retreating, use the retreat die and see the result of the retreat card to see where the creature would move. As long as there's room, it can escape. If not, it must do combat again until each creature are on their own space. In the wrap-up phase, players are able to summon again, but cannot sacrifice any of their creatures. They draw 2 Archmage cards and discard down to 4. Then they charge one of their crystals and now it's the next player's turn. Gameplay continues until one player has defeated enough creatures to score 8 victory points. And that also wraps up the how to play video to Dawn of the Archmage. If this game is of any interest to you, please check out Solar Flare Games' Kickstarter project out now, and I have provided a link to the Kickstarter page down below. I'd like to thank you for watching my video. If you found it helpful, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel for more board and card games. I'm Ferdinand the Garbage Stacker, and remember to keep on stacking games.